Hi, in the last two sessions we have seen how to configure Selenium WebDriver with Eclipse IDE, and also we have seen how to identify web elements in Selenium IDE. So the same logic. So whatever we have used in Selenium IDE to identify the web elements, like we have the use of the properties like XPath, CSS, ID, name. So those properties can also be used for identifying the elements in Selenium WebDriver. So now in this class, let us discuss how to create a sample Gmail login program on Selenium WebDriver, and also let us see here how to interact with different browsers. Okay. So now in Selenium WebDriver, we have a class called WebDriver interface. In Selenium WebDriver, we have an interface called the WebDriver. So, and also we know that each and every interface should be implemented by some other implementation classes. In the same way, in Selenium WebDriver, the WebDriver interface has been implemented by the following classes. The first one is Firefox driver, and the second one is Chrome driver, and for Internet Explorer we are having IE driver. So Internet Explorer driver. Okay. So these are the three different type of classes that are implementing the WebDriver interface. Along with this, we also having Safari driver and iPhone driver and Android driver. So, but in this session we will see how to create an instance and interact with three different browsers. Okay. So here WebDriver is an interface. For this WebDriver, in Selenium WebDriver we have these three implementation classes. The first one is the Firefox driver, and Chrome driver, and Internet Explorer driver. Okay. So let's say you want to perform your tests on Firefox driver, then we have to create an instance for the Firefox driver. Okay. Similar, if you want to work with Chrome browser, then we have to create an instance for the Chrome driver. So if you want to interact with IE browser, then we have to create an instance for the Internet Explorer driver. Okay. So now let us see how to create an instance. So if I want to interact with Firefox browser, I will create WebDriver driver equal to new, and the browser which I want to interact with is Firefox driver. Okay. So now here this driver is an object. So this driver is an object. So this driver name could be anything. So this is an object. So this is a driver object. So the name of this driver object can be anything. So that is your wish. So similarly, if I want to interact with the Chrome browser, so I will use, in place of Firefox driver, I use Chrome driver. And if you want to interact with the IE, then we have to create an instance for the IE Internet Explorer driver. Okay. So this will automate your program on Firefox driver, and this will create an instance for the Chrome browser, and this will create an instance for the IE. Okay. So now let us write a sample program which automates log into the Gmail account. Okay. So now let us see that program. So if we want to create a Selenium WebDriver program, so in the last classes we have seen how to create a project, right? So now let us create a Java class here. So go to the source folder and simply click on source, right click on the source, then you will get a new. So go to new, and here you will be receiving class. Okay. So simply click on the class, and also make sure that we should have to select this public static void main, because since we are creating this Java program, so if you want to execute your Java program, we should have this main method. If you don't have main method, then you will not be able to execute your Java program. Since I want to run my individual program, so I should select this main method. So now I am giving the class name as Gmail login test. Okay. Because I want to automate a Gmail login program, so I am giving Gmail login test as my class name. Okay. Now let us click on the finish. So now this will create a Java class. So here my intention is, so I want to automate the Gmail login program, right? So for that, what are the manual steps that we perform? So first thing is, so if you want to perform the Gmail login automation program manually, we'll do the following things. The first thing is, we'll open the browser, and the second step is we have to navigate to Gmail URL, okay? And the third step is enter password, and the fourth step is the first one is enter email. After that we have to enter password. So after that we have to click on sign in button, okay? So these are the steps that we should perform to log into the Gmail account manually. So now we have to automate these steps with the help of Selenium WebDriver, okay? So now let us see step by step. The first thing here we have to do is, first we have to open the browser, right? So just now we have discussed that if you want to open up the browser, we have to create an instance for a corresponding browser. So here I want to perform this program on Firefox browser. So I will create an instance for the Firefox driver. So now write your program. So WebDriver, and the object name is driver equal to new Firefox driver, okay? So now this step will create an instance for the Firefox browser. See here we are getting some error. Please mouse over onto that. So this WebDriver is an interface, and this Firefox driver is a class, implementation class of this WebDriver interface, okay? So these interface and classes are present in a different package. So those packages will be present in the jar file that we have added to our project. So whenever we are using those packages, or whenever we are using those classes or interface, we should have to import the corresponding class or interface from that particular package. So please mouse over onto that error where you are getting. See here it is saying that import WebDriver org.openqa.selenium. So this is saying that this WebDriver interface is present in this package. So import that from that package. So simply click on that import statement. After that, similarly, this Firefox driver is also present in this package. So open openqa.selenium.firefox. So this is a package which is residing in the jar files which you have added to the Selenium project. So as you are using the Firefox driver class here, so we have to import that class from this package. So that is why Eclipse is suggesting us to import this class. Click on this. So now those classes has been imported. This is the class and this is the interface. Those has been imported. So now the error has gone, okay? So now this statement will create an empty instance of the Firefox browser. Opens an empty instance of Firefox browser, okay? Yeah. So we have automated the first step. So open the browser. So opening of the browser is done. So now here this driver object is nothing but your Firefox browser. So whatever the operation you will perform on this driver object, that operation will be reflected on your Firefox browser. So the next step what we have to do? The next step is we have to navigate to the URL. So here this driver object is now pointing to the Firefox browser. So whatever the operation you will perform on the driver object, that will be reflected on your Firefox browser. So the next step is I have to navigate to the Gmail URL. So I will say driver dot. So there is a method called get method. So get method, and this get method accepts a string parameter. So click on this method, and so inside that we have to pass a string parameter. So the string parameter is nothing but the URL of the application to which you want to navigate. So here I want to navigate to the Gmail account. So I will give you here Gmail URL. So I will say http. So yes. So www.gmail.com. So as this is a string, we should have to enclose that within the double quotes. Yeah. So now this statement will open up the Gmail login page. So navigate to the Gmail page. Okay. So the next step is, so we have opens up the Firefox browser. After that we have navigated to the URL. So this is our URL. Okay. So the next statement is, we have to enter the email address and we have to enter the password and we have to click on the sign in button. So we have to perform these 3 steps. So now let us navigate to this Gmail login page. So now I have to enter email address, password, and I have to click on the sign in button. So and in the last session we have discussed that if you want to perform any operation on a web page, so we have to use the properties of the corresponding elements. We also discussed that each and everything on a web page will be treated as a web element, and if you want to interact with any web element, we can do that based on the properties of that web element. Okay. So here this email and password and sign in button are the web elements. So if I want to interact with them, I have to use the properties of those web elements. And also we have seen, so we have to use a Firebug to identify the properties and Firepath to identify the XPath. So I will click on the Firebug which I have already installed. So now the Firebug will open up. See here. So the Firebug has been opened up. So click on this arrow mark and I want to identify the email field. So simply mouse over onto that. So and see that it is showing these properties, email, and also it is saying that name, and also we have this XPath highlighted here. Okay. Now I will use ID because ID is the first priority. So then go here and we can say driver dot find element by. Okay. So see here. So driver dot find element by. So this find element is a method. So by is the property by which you can identify. Okay. So we can use any of these properties. We can use a class name, CSS selector, ID, link text, name, partial link text, tag name. We can export. So we can use any of those properties to identify the web element. So here I want to use the ID. So I will select this ID. Okay. After that we have to pass the ID of that particular element. So I want to enter the email address. So I want to interact with the email field. So I am using the ID of that email field. So simply within the double quotes we have to specify that email field. Okay. See here. So what this entire statement does is, it simply identify a field whose ID is email. So it will navigate to the Gmail website, that is the Gmail login page, and it will identify a web element whose ID is email. Okay. So after that what we have to do, we have identified the web elements. After that we have to enter the password. That means we have to enter the value for that particular field. Okay. So there is another method called send keys over that. So send keys. So this send keys is a method. So this whole statement will identify the web element based on the property ID. So this statement will enter the value. So this send keys is a method which is used to enter the value into the identified field. So this will identify the email field. So after that I want to enter the some value into that email field. So send keys is a method which is used for entering the value. So here I want to enter the email address. So here I am saying email is equal to gmail.com. So this could be your email address. Okay. So here I am not giving the correct email. So you can give your own email here. Okay. Yeah. So now I have successfully identified the email field and I am entering this email at gmail.com to that email field. So after that what I have to do? So I have to enter the password here. So again this is a field. So if you want to identify that field, again we have to use the properties. So again click on the Firebug and highlight the password field. So it is highlighting the properties of that password field. We have ID and class is empty and we have name. So you can use any of them. You can use ID or XPath or name, whatever you want you can use that. So since ID is the highest priority, again I am going with ID here. So I will just copy paste this statement. So I use this password field. Okay, so this will identify the password field, and here I am giving some random password. Okay, so this will enter this as the password. Okay, so after that, what I want to do here, I want to click on sign in button. Again, this is a web element. If you want to click on the sign in button, we have to identify that field and use the statement to click on that. So I can click on the Firebug. So identify the properties. See here we have ID, class we have, type we have, name we have. So we can use any of those properties. Since we have ID and this is the highest priority, I am directly using that. So copy pasting this. So after that, what is the ID I have here? Sign in. So since this is a button, so we have to click on that button. So use the click command. So click is a command, so which is used to click on the buttons or links or check boxes, whatever. If you want to click, we have to use a statement, click statement. Okay. So now this statement will open up say Firefox browser, and this will move to the Gmail website, and this will enter the email address, and this will enter the password, and this will click on the sign in button. Okay. Now let us run this program. So if you want to run this program, simply right click on your program, and so you can go to run as, and here you will have, since we have written the program in Java, so we have to select run as Java application. So now it will start. So it will first open up the empty Firefox window, then it will navigate to the Gmail website. I think it is taking some time, so let us wait for a few seconds. Yeah, see here, so it has opened up the empty Firefox window. Now it is navigating the Gmail website, entering the email, and it is entering the password, and it has clicked on the sign in button. Okay, it has clicked on the sign in button, and I think we got some error, so it has navigated to this page. Okay, so now it has worked good. So again, so now what I want to do is, I want to see here, if you could see here, the browser has not been maximized. So we have seen a small window, that's it. We did not see it maximized. So if you want to maximize that window, we have a command called driver.manage .window.maximize. So this is a command which is used to maximize your browser window. Okay, so this will maximize the browser window. Okay, so after that, what I want to do is, I want to close the browser. So for that, we have a command, quit command. So driver.quit is a command which will kill your entire browser. Okay, so there we have two commands. One is the close command, another one is the quit command. So the use of that close command is, so this is a quit method, and we have one more method, close method. The close method is used to close the window which is pointed out by the selenium. So anyway, I will be explaining that in the session where we come across the handling multiple windows. Actually, quit will kill the entire browser. Let's say we have one Firefox browser, and let's say in that Firefox browser we have opened 5 windows. Okay, if we say driver.quit, it will close all the windows. It means it will kill the entire browser. Whereas driver.close is a method which will close only one window that is focused by the Selenium WebDriver. So that is the difference between quit method and the close method. Okay, yeah. So now we have now let us run the program. So here I am changing the email ID. So let's say I am changing selenium123@gmail. Here selenium123 I am giving the email address. So now let us run this. Run as, click on Java application. So it will open up the browser and it will maximize the window. See here, it has opened up the browser and now it is maximizing the browser. So see here, it has maximized the window. Earlier we did not see, right? So that command will maximize the browser. It has entered the username and it is entering the password and it is clicking on the sign in button. Now it will click on the sign in button. See here. So as the password is incorrect, so it has not been logged into the Gmail account. After that we have used this driver.quit commands. So because of that, it has simply closed the entire browser. Okay. Yeah. So now we have executed our test case, that is the log into the Gmail account on the Firefox browser, right? So now what I want to do is I want to execute the same browser, same program on Chrome browser. So now I have executed this program currently on Firefox browser. So now I want to execute the same program on the Chrome browser. Okay. So only the thing that you have to do is you have to change this driver. That is, you don't need to change all this code. Only the change you have to do is only changing this driver. Okay. So so this is for Firefox. So in place of this Firefox driver, I will give Chrome driver. Okay. So this will this is Chrome driver is a class, so we have to import that. Okay. So now this will if you run this program, this will be executed on the Chrome browser. Okay. Only the change that we have to do is instead of Firefox driver, we have to specify the Chrome driver. Okay. So this will execute your program on Chrome browser. So but along with that, we have to set a system property. Okay. We have to set a system property to execute this program on the Chrome driver. Okay. If you want to execute your program on Chrome browser, so along with that this Chrome driver object, here we have created the Chrome driver object. Along with that, we have to set a system property. If you don't set the system property, the program will be failed. Okay, now let us run this program, then we will see the error. See here, it is saying that the path to the driver executable file must be specified by WebDriver.Chrome driver system property. So it is saying that we have to set a system property. So this is a system property. We have to set this system property, and it also saying that system property for more information. So we have to go here. So we have to go to this path, and there we will see a executable file, which is Chrome driver.exe file. So if you want to execute your test cases on Chrome browser, along with that, creating a Chrome driver instance, we also have to set one system property. So now what I am doing here is I am navigating to this URL which is provided by the error, and click on this Chrome driver, download Chrome driver. See here, so go to this 2.9. Then here you will be having the Chrome driver Win32. Since if your operating system is Windows 32-bit, simply click on, or whether it is this 34 or 32 or 64-bit, download this one. Click on this one. So this will download a zip file. Okay. So download that zip file. After that, extract that. So after the extracting that, you will get a file like this. So here I have created a folder, drivers, and after extracting that zip file, you will get this Chrome driver.exe file. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to set the path of this executable file as the system property. So here the system property is WebDriver.Chrome driver. Okay. So this is the property. For this property, we have to set the path of this executable file as the value. So I will say system dot set property. So we'll have set property. Okay. So the property that we have to set is this one. give that within the double quotes, and this property should be set to the path of this executable file. So, and here we have to give this path, and also we have to give the file name also here. And also make sure that whenever we are giving the path, that should be given with the two backward slashes. Okay. So at the end, give semicolon. Okay. So now this will set the system property with the executable file. This one. Okay. So now let us run. So only this is the additional thing we have to do if you want to execute your code on Chrome browser, or even for the Internet Explorer also. Now let us run this. So click on run as, click on Java application. Now this will execute on Chrome browser. So it is starting the Chrome browser. It has started the Chrome browser. So yeah, it has started and is navigating to Gmail website. So navigated. Entering the username, password, clicked on the sign in button, so and it will close the browser. Okay, so only the additional thing you have to do to execute on the Chrome browser is to set the system property. Okay, yeah. So similarly, if you want to execute on the IE also, we have to set this system property. Here instead of Chrome, we have to use IE. We have to keep this as IE, and even for the IE also we'll have one executable file like this. So IE driver server.exe, we have to set that as a system property if you want to execute the code on the Chrome browser. Okay, so this is how to automate a sample Gmail login program on Firefox and Chrome browser, and also on IE browser. Okay, so thank you. So in the next session I will be dealing with how to handle the radio buttons and checkboxes and drop